Welcome to the show. Are electrolytes real? What about before electrolytes was invented? And we were just like, oh, I mean, hitting people with rocks and stuff. Were we thirsty? Also, energy drinks. We didn't have them when I was a boy, and I was full of beans. I didn't have a Red Bull until I was like 35.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't drink coffee because I'm from Australia, so we had tea.
Yeah.
You like a cuppa. And that meant a cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tea doesn't have caffeine in it, does it?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, then hell yeah, I was on caffeine since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But I felt like coffee really kicked it in. You know when I started drinking coffee?
When?
Sirius XM.
I love coffee.
Because people were like, coffee? And I was like, well, it seems like everybody seems pretty pumped on that. Okay, I'll give it a go.
Coffee is like cocaine to me, where like
Me
I
too.
could have it late and I'd still go to bed.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's like
crazy.
people freak out that I have coffee at night. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I could go to
Tony
bed.
Hawk has it too. Birdman, myself, Sam Tripoli, welcome to the show. We can drink coffee late at night. Shout out to Black Rifle Coffee, the greatest coffee that America's ever made. Shout out to America while I'm at it.
Shout out to America. And that intro is the best intro of all time.
Right. It's the rest of the show that kind of goes
right
downhill.
Just end on that. Call it a day.
Thanks for being on the show, man. All right.
Anytime, dude. Anytime, bro. It's so funny. I have a buddy of mine. I do private jujitsus with him.
Yeah.
My friend Chris and Rivas, and he was talking about how he thinks he has restless leg syndrome. He's like, last night he was trying to sleep. His legs were just like, gook, gook, gook.
Oh, wow. His legs keep him awake.
Yeah, and I go, did you have caffeine late? He goes, yeah. I go, that's the caffeine like going through your body, still tweaking yourself out. Yeah. I'll get that once, but lately, bro, I don't know what it is, but I've been sleeping like a baby, dude.
Yeah.
I just go to bed, bang, wake up. I'm like, holy shit, that was great.
Yeah, I think that's pretty similar to me. My only complaint is I would like to sleep in more when I can, and I don't.
Yeah, so it's like I got a day off. I want to sleep till 11, and I always get up at 9.
The only time I sleep is if I got a cold and I use NyQuil, which is like, I got to watch it because I'm an addict, where I'm like, you know what I could do every night? And I'm like, don't. But boy, do I get a better sleep when I do some NyQuil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Deep. I also like, when I was sick the other day, I did it in the middle of the day because my girlfriend was working and my car it's gone to SEMA, and I was like, I don't have anything to do today. I'll do some NyQuil and watch Netflix. And then I passed out on the couch and I woke up and I was like, oh, that was great.
Good sleep.
That was like 2 hours of just like, whatever. My body was like recovering. And I'm like, I feel like less sore because I'm always sore because I'm always like lifting weights or punching people or skateboarding.
You're working.
And then I'm old.
I
so
get
like
it.
that is like, I told you before the show started, I slammed so hard the other day. What was it, like 3 days ago now? Where I should have just hit them. You know what? It's good for a child to be hit by a
Learn some
54-year-old.
lessons. Get out of the way.
Yeah, you know what get out of the way means? Oh, you don't? Well, then how's 225 pounds of 54-year-old asshole ripping through you?
Dude, that's the hardest part about raising kids right now is not doing it for them.
Right.
Dude, let me tell you. I mean, sometimes a nice spanking will go a long way, but they're too cute. I can't hit them.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, you can't do it.
I just like go to your room. No, I pick them up, bang, shut the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, the youth.
They do that.
What do you mean, no?
No, because they know you're not going to hit them. Somebody gave them info, and they're like, they're never going to hit you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because when I was a boy, you don't say no. You get cracked.
Yeah, 100%.
I got whipped hard. But also, looking back, that was not fair.
Yeah, I don't think you should hit kids, but I think you got to run psychological operations on them.
Yeah.
You got to play mind games with them.
Consequences.
There needs to be consequences.
That's what I was. My baby mama and her family, they were like, they're good people, and they did stuff where I was like, right, I'll copy that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You guys have consequences, and it's like, because like you said, they're very cute, and it's like, well, maybe lay off on the consequence. I'm like, got to stick to it. The threat was, if you do that, you will have a consequence, and the consequence will go
bang
for the entire time that it was promised.
Yep. Hey, I do. I'm trying to teach my daughter to read. She's like so smart, and she just doesn't care about reading. And it's like, I'm trying to teach her to read when I can barely read myself.
Yeah.
We're sounding out words together.
Yeah, when it was my time to read a book to the kids when they were little, I would tell them a story instead of reading a book.
No, I respect that.
And they liked it but it was always dark. It was always like, because I'd be like, the carrot, was talking to the rabbit or the cucumber or whatever. It was always like, the octopus was having a conversation with a cookie, and they wanted to cross the street.
Food and darkness.
It was always like that, but it was always like, give me a ride. And it's like, yeah, I'll give you a ride. And then he gave him a ride, and then he turned around and ate him and drowned him.
Every time.
And that's the end of the story. And my daughter would always be like, why does it always have to end where everybody dies? And I'm like, it's funny. You get it? The carrot died.
We live in a crazy world. Now you know.
You got to watch it. Don't ride an octopus across the river. That's a stupid idea.
Bro, I'm afraid of octopuses. I'm afraid of...
Do you think they're aliens?
Yeah.
Because we're going straight into... Is it a conspiracy theory? Because I thought this a long time ago when I had a serious show. That octopuses are aliens.
I don't know. It's very weird because
but they might just be like wobbly dogs.
They could be wobbly dogs. I don't believe in aliens. I've yet to be proven that aliens exist. I think they're angels and demons. This cat named Aleister Crowley. Have you ever heard of Aleister Crowley? He's like this dark figure from way back in the day that the elites all worship his.
Wait, is he a real person?
Yeah, he lived a long time ago.
Okay.
And he was all into he was like pushed all the dark arts that is like everywhere now. And he talked about there will be a time when he called it when the sky is burning, and he basically made references to trans, right?
Oh, there's photos of him?
Yeah, that's
him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now you want to see something? Okay, we'll get into something really weird
He's
after
good
this.
in bed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was famous for he was all about debauchery, so like he would bang chicks, multiple chicks, while he played chess with people. Okay. So he said that when the sky is burning, and he basically alluded to, I forget the exact saying, he said when there's trans everywhere.
He brought up trans before trans?
Yeah, it was like when men are women or something like that. Some weird saying he said. But he basically said that angels and demons will come back and they'll be called a different name. And he was alluding to basically aliens.
Wow.
Yeah. So you want to see something really crazy?
Yeah.
Put Aleister Crowley, Barbara Bush in and look that up. So my whole theory is, dude, that these elites go to these eyes wide shut parties, right?
Yeah.
And they all just bang each other's chick.
Yeah.
And if one gets pregnant and it's not yours, you got to raise the kid.
That's real.
Yeah. So that's Barbara Bush. That's Aleister Crowley. Right there.
Bruh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Wait, he banged her mother.
Yeah. That's what people are saying, because they all do that, because like none of these kids look like their parents. Like everyone loves Princess Di. None of her kids look like King Charles. They all look like, one looks like their horse trainer. Another one looks like another guy. And it's like really
because my kids look like me.
Yeah.
And their mother.
Yeah.
You could see it.
Yeah. My kids look like their mom. One looks like me.
You know what's crazy is when they get older, they'll switch.
Oh, yeah. As they get older, it kind of gets
my
weird.
daughter is starting to look more like her mother than it
Oh,
used
really?
to be. It used to be, everyone was like, dude, that's your kid straight up. And now people are like, wow, I see Andrea in her a lot more.
So do you think it's because she had red hair that you thought she looked more like you?
No, I think she had like the similar eyes to me, kind of. But maybe the red hair, because I mean, I'm not a redhead.
Weren't you a redhead when you had hair, or were you blonde?
No, I was blonde.
Oh, okay.
And then when I got older and had a beard, because I didn't grow facial hair until I was like 30.
What do you mean grow it? Like stop shaving?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like a baby man.
You were a beard guy late in your life.
Yeah, I got a hairy chest like in my 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I started to get hair on my back like a year ago.
I go get my back shaved.
Cool. That I got, man, if I wasn't for my
gay
girlfriend-
Asians.
What?
They shave my back.
Did you say Gatians?
Gatians.
Right. They
Shave
do
my
that.
back. Sometimes
I
I
got
get my
that. You
beehole work too.
You can get the, I'm like, you know.
Oh, you got the backs thing?
Yeah, but now that I have a girlfriend, it's like back shaving 5,000.
Yeah, Dana loves to shave my back, but occasionally she's not available. So
I wouldn't say my girlfriend loves it, but It's team effort. You know, it's work.
You guys work together.
That's right. It's like, look, I want to be a pretty boy slick back, and you need to do that to keep me going. Because when my back's pretty boy slick, I feel like I can take on the world.
Yeah.
And if I take on the world, then I'll probably buy you a new car someday. So
Yeah, 100%. Spread the wealth.
That's what's up.
Give it away.
We work together as a team. And together as a team, it cannot be divided, and we cannot be destroyed.
Yeah, and there's this weird thing about the relationship between men and women that somehow feminists have demonized femininity. So everything's about trying to do what guys do. And reality, it's like you're supposed to work. There's no alpha, there's no beta, there's just working together.
Yeah, you can't throw a ball yet, so, shut up.
Well, it's so funny because they always say you throw like a girl, right?
I mean, that's a thing.
Because we never taught girls how to throw. It's kind of like MMA, right? Like when female MMA fighters first came in, they were fighting like girls because they were just kind of picking up. Now these girls are like starting at 3, and you see that Chinese chick who I'm like, whoa, this girl moves like a dude.
It's the same as skateboarding. When I was in my prime, there was like 2 female skateboarders that were pro, and they sucked.
Yeah.
But it was like, pretty good for girls.
Yep.
Now there's a fleet. There's like 30 chicks that are shredding.
It's like female comics. They were never, society never encouraged them to be funny. And then suddenly it became a thing. And now
they're monsters.
Now they're like, I always say female comics are like white athletes, right? Like the ones that are great are absolute legends. And then there's a lot of like, well, we're doing our best, right? And it's not that women can't be funny. It's just social programming. Men tend to want to be funny because in high school they're either not the jock or they're not the that, and they don't want to get their asses kicked, so they become funny. It's a way to get attention from people.
Yeah.
And
they've had practice before they knew it was going to be for a job.
Yes. When I was in high school, I had a girlfriend for 2 weekends. And I remember all the girls would be like, if I didn't know you, I thought you were retarded. And like, so it was never attractive. And then I got to college and it was like chaos. But when a girl realizes she's pretty and beautiful, like the world bends over backwards for them. So there's no real need to develop any other skills because everyone just wants to make them super comfortable. So the funny women tend to come from what I call alt beauty. They're attractive, but in an alternative kind of way. It's not your traditional, or they're lesbian, right? So they need to get attention somehow. So they have to develop that comedy, that humor. Like someone like Fortune, like Finster, who's like the funniest person I know. She's a crusher, but because she wasn't the traditional beauty, she had to develop that muscle. But
it's like when you meet a girl that is hot now and wasn't hot in school. Not only is she hot, but she has like character and is like a person.
I just did Comics Unleashed, and Brittany Smith was on it.
Yeah,
and that girl is a dime piece.
Yeah,
and she's hilarious. She told the craziest story, dude. You want to hear this story?
Yeah.
She told her dad, when she was 3 years old, was at a bar, and this guy comes up and hits on him and grabs his crotch, and he throat punches him, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks later, they're watching the news, and someone goes, "Hey, dude, that's the guy you punched in the neck." You know who it was?
Who?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is... Wow, I didn't know where that was going to go, but it's so much more entertaining now that you did that.
Right?
He was going to eat her dad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And her dad,
he was almost a sandwich.
Yeah, dude.
That's
and he throws
crazy.
Right, dude? That's
nice
so
shot, though.
Yeah, but she's funny, dude. And she
did a show with me when I was in Texas.
She's shiny, bro.
Yeah.
You look at her, you're like, wow.
She was a dancer, like of the, pole type.
Oh, good for her. I would have gave her dollars.
Yeah.
She's just one of those who you see her, your monkey DNA starts going.
What's crazy? When I was 17, I came out of a club in Melbourne, Australia, and I had 2 girls on either side. This guy said something to me, and I was like, whatever, wanker. And he punched me in the face, and I was like, really, dude? And then the cops showed up, and I didn't do anything. I was like, before I even got a chance to be angry, I was like, did you just punch me in the face? That was weird. And then the next weekend, it was on the news, guy at the front of that club got punched in the face, fell on the ground, hit his head on the curb and died.
Oh my God.
And it was like a real, like street fighting is not worth it moment for me.
Wow.
I was like, you almost threw down.
Yeah, you could fall, hit your head and do that.
And I was like, maybe those girls kept me up when I got hit. I don't know, but like,
I remember one time I was at the La Jolla Comedy Store and I was doing stand-up, and I'm on stage, and these two couples sat down, and these two chicks were drunk, and they just started heckling me, and I wish I would have filmed. My camera's rolling, but I don't know why I didn't grab the footage, because we didn't do that back then.
Yeah.
Right? You were kind of you wanted to just watch your set. You didn't cut it up and put it on the internet. But I systematically annihilate. Like it was like a TED talk on how to kill hecklers. And I go at her. She doesn't shut up. I go at her again. She doesn't shut up. Then I turn the crowd on her.
Yeah.
And they like kick the crowd, demand she gets kicked out. So anyways, they kick her out. My friend Brett Ernst is up. He's like, "Hey, dude, watch out. They're a little aggro back there." I go, "I don't give a shit, dude."
Yeah.
So I go in the back at the time, right in the middle of the La Jolla Comedy Store lobby was like this weird kind of foosball game. So I'm sitting on the foosball game with one of the door guys. We're just talking. I see the guy who's with the chick come into the lobby, and I'm like, "Oh, there's this guy." And he walks up to me, and I go, "I think he's going to apologize." He goes, "Hey, dude, were you the guy on stage?" I go, "Yeah." He just smacks the shit out of me. And I had that moment with like, you just had to go, "Hey, dude, did you just hit me, dude?"
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, every door guy and employee who ever worked there in the history of time came out of nowhere, and we just beat the shit out of this guy. So we're pulling him out. His friend's trying to fight. We beat the shit out of him. We pull him out. The guy's leg is like stuck in the door, because they had like this door that was kind of like had this thing into the floor where you couldn't open it. And dude, this guy, he's still a friend of mine. We call him Bigfoot because he's got these giant feet. And he's just soccer kicking this dude. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. They kick him out. They walk down the street, and we would just watch these guys screaming at these girls because they got him in trouble. She's like, "I work for the city council." I'm like, "Well, you're about to have a fucking discussion about getting your boyfriend's ass kicked." But it was that moment where I got hit, and it didn't hurt. It was just like, holy shit, you hit me, dude. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, street fighting is sketchy. Let's talk about God again.
I'm into God. I'm into your cat, dude.
Me too. He's a God. He's the hardest working cat in showbiz.
I love this cat.
I don't know if you noticed, but he realized we were doing another show, and he immediately was like, "I need to be put in immediately." This is his thing.
It's so funny. Joe Rogan's dog has like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. Like, that dog could tour.
Yeah.
Like Joe could just do a show where his dog walks out onto the stage and people go nuts.
Yeah, I don't know why you said that. That doesn't make me feel good about my life at all.
It doesn't make me feel good about my life at all.
Saying it.
You know?
Let's get back to aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens are the dead, because I believe that there is a demon and an angel, because I've talked to them.
Yes,
I
believe in all that.
Experience where, I mean, I was praying and learning how to pray, because I was like, yeah, I'm like pretty anti because of my childhood. I was like, there is a God, you know, and it's because religion's like been pitched to me as this, there's a guy and he like hooks you up or he doesn't hook you up. And I'm like, well, fuck that guy, because he did not hook me up. I'm bitter, so I'm going to deny him. So it was hard for me to like pray and stuff, but then I like split it up. And there was like a time where I was in a church at a meeting and it said on the wall, God is love. And I was like, oh, God is love.
Yes.
I'm like, if God is love, I can pray to love. I believe in love. So then I was like praying now. And then one day I'm going to Tony's to skate, and it was like, you know, it's still pretty hairy when you're old and you're skating. And I knew I was going to go for it a little harder that day. So I prayed in the morning in the backyard, and I was like, God, I don't usually ask for stuff for myself because I know that's not really cool. But if you just keep me safe today, that would be much appreciated.
It's like, what are you doing?
He loves it.
No, here's the thing about God that everybody comes into. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I got to do the story real quick.
Okay, do story.
So I go, you know, to keep me safe. Then I go to the ramp and I get knocked out. Bad, like real bad. I wake up and Tony's like, hey, man, you know where you are? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm at the ramp. I got knocked out. And he's like, just so you know, for the last 15 minutes, that's not what you were saying. And I was like, oh, wow. He's like, you were out. And I'm like, okay. Hey, and he's like, we wait for a couple of hours. He's like, you're good to go home. I'm like, okay. No podcast, dude. Like, you were out. We're not recording today. I was like, okay. I get in my car and a voice in my head says, kill yourself. And I've had, like I said earlier, I've had like 35 concussion, like outs. And I was like, I know this gets dark when you hit your head, so it's okay. This voice tells me for 3 hours on the way home, kill yourself, all the way back to the valley. I get home, I'm by myself, voice just keeps saying it. I'm like, dude, this is not cool. I know it's not real, but this is not cool.
Yeah.
I'm in bed, ready to go to sleep. It says it again. I'm like, stop, dude. I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning, and the voice goes, hey, man, you're okay. You hit your head. Just eat some food, rest. You know what I mean? It was a good shot. And I was like, wait, that's the complete opposite voice to the other voice from yesterday. That's God. And the other one is the devil.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all the times that other voice was like, you should fuck her, or you should smoke it. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I've been listening to that one the whole time, but I can't decide. And then I realized from then on, and when I pray, the good voice, I know who it is. And because now I know, the dark voice barely ever says anything because it knows when it talks, I laugh at it. Like, it's like, you should fuck her. And I'm like, yeah, you should fuck her. I'm going home, dude.
I love that, dude.
And I've been saved ever since, dude.
I love that, dude.
So crazy.
Most of the problems people have with God are the actions of a man.
Yeah.
And it's
because they pitched it to me in a way where I was like, that's not, you can't say, oh, yeah, we're cool, but they're not. I'm like, that's not love.
Yeah.
You can't say you're a bad person because you're not your person. Like,
I had these guys
into.
on my podcast. They're a podcast called Outside Minds Podcast. And they said something that I'd always been thinking, but I couldn't crystallize the words. And they said it, and I'm like, that's it, dude.
Do you know what it was?
It was the key to life is aligning your free will with God's plan. Because everything in our world is instant gratification, and instant gratification tends to be low vibrational. And when you were on Kill Tony, I texted you this, and you said the whole thing about, no, dude, I have a sex addiction.
Right.
You know that line?
Yeah.
Dude, that hit me like a ton of bricks, and I had to text you because that's the most real shit I've ever heard in my life. And it's the same thing. Like all these addictions I have is all about instant gratification.
Yeah.
None of it is about long-term, put in the work, gotta go through it to get to it. And everything is like, this OnlyFans shit. Like I've been trying to tell people, it's like, dude, this is low vibrational shit. You're just taking a quick fix for $1. Most of you guys aren't even making money. Drugs, if you study alcohol, what do they call alcohol, dude? Spirits.
Yeah.
They call it spirits.
Wow.
It's a reason why, because the more drunk you get, the more your resistance to darkness is.
Yeah.
And they step in and, dude, this new weed is like Frankenstein, weapon grade shit.
Oh, it's numbing. It's mind numbing.
And speed. We both had a problem with speed.
Yeah.
Speed is straight up the devil, dude.
Dude, you were the one that said to me the low vibration because I was on OnlyFans. I was doing all that stuff because I was heavily addicted to always having sex. And it's the curse, really, that I was in a group of people where I could have sex with anybody all the time. So I just kept doing it. And I remember you telling me, you were like, look, dude, maybe it doesn't come back like straight away, but like you're staying in that low vibration. It's not going to help anything. And I was like, you'd said it more than once. We'd had more than one phone call about it, but there was one where I was like, that's it. You are right. I now officially believe what you're saying, and I'm out. And I quit. And also 2 things happened to me in an OnlyFans filming thing where I was like, okay, this is as dark. Like, I can't even say it. Like, the story, I can't say it in a way where it would be not demonetized, even though it doesn't really matter.
No, I get you.
But it was the darkest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, I cannot be a part of this anymore. And I remember my fear was the money I was making was paying the rent, and I was really broke. And I was like, without that money, I've got too many dogs to live in an apartment. Like, it was a real crossroads where I was like, you're going to sink your ship, dude. You're going to be like homeless almost. Like, I was that worried. But I was like, I can't keep living like this.
Yes.
And I quit it, and the money disappeared. And I was like, I had this feeling, I was like, it's going to immediately turn around where comedy or a sponsor shows up and saves the day. That did not happen.
Yes.
I lost $9,000 a month.
Yep.
And did not gain any thousands of dollars a month.
No, I get it.
On the back end for a long time. But then just like when you're saying get the work you do, you know, like, you know, I don't want to sleep with a bunch of people. I don't want to do drugs anymore. And it's like all this work that I had to do. And it's like, oh man, so you just do the work and everything's okay. It's the worst time. It's so hard because when you've run your whole life, it all comes rushing to you when you get sober. All the mistakes, all the people you've hurt, all the roads that you've gone down that led you to this come flooding into your face, and you're like, oh, and old you goes, you know what would fix this? Get high. Come on, somebody. And I'm like, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
So then you're just stuck there frying.
Yes.
But it worked. The burn, sitting there every day by myself, burning in this huge mistake that I've made, and no coming back from it except sitting in it and facing it.
Yes.
Until that's where the beauty is. Because at one point, I don't know when or how long it took. It's all a blur to me. But at one point I was like, it doesn't matter how bad it is.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
It's still better.
I don't need to run.
It's still better.
Yeah.
Because you have a chance.
And now things did come around. You know what I mean? I'm friends with like Black Rifle guys, Boonies. I got like some sponsors. The podcast, people seem to really like the new podcast with me talking about sobriety and all that stuff. And comedy is, I'm on the road. I'm making money.
You're
I'm
a
selling
national
merch.
headliner.
I just got passed in development at the Comedy Store last night, baby. Boom. What's up?
They need you. I'm going to talk to them. They need
Greatest
you.
day ever.
You remind me of the old days. That's what we need. We need chaos. We need
Old days.
the old days when the Comedy Store made its name was the wild things roamed. And it's like, it's the nature of everything, dude.
When was this?
I got picked up in 2000. I got picked up in the year 1999.
And what was the old days like?
The old days, it was wild. The Joey Diaz's, the Brian Holtzmans, there were outlaws, dude.
Yeah.
And comedy came from outlaw shit. Everything starts outlaw. MMA, boxing. It was all outlaw shit. And then once the money comes, the bean counters and the nerds come in and they co-opt it and they change it to help them thrive. Because we live in a world where people want a world that plays to their strengths and outlaws their weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
So people like to get out the people that make them want to have. It's why people hate conspiracies, because it causes them to have to think about things they don't want to think about. And it's just like, you just see it, when Comedy Central just went to shit, it's because they stopped listening to their audience. They stopped focusing on the artists, and they just wanted to make things that make them feel better. There was a time when you couldn't tell the difference between the artist and the industry. They look like the same exact person. It's a famous story where someone was talking to David Lee Roth, and they're like, why does the industry love Elvis Costello? And this is nothing against Elvis Costello. I love Elvis Costello, but they go, why does the industry love Elvis Costello and hate Van Halen? And David Lee Roth is like, because they look like Elvis Costello.
Wow.
Right? You had those Judd Apatow movies where all the nerds were hooking up with tens and they were like kind of social trying to program us. This is the world we live in where nerds can get tens and shit. And, right? And it's
that's like kind of what is happening.
Yeah. Well, it's
what has happened.
Well, dude, we can get it. The world, it's all changing. It's the best time to be in comedy. We're kind of in what I call our wedding singer version of comedy right now, where, it's really simple stuff. It's, most of a lot of these young comics, and listen, these young comics right now, they are way better writers than my generation. They're very tight with their jokes. They have no wasted time. But I know everybody's act as they walk to the stage. It's why I love you, is because, you got tattoos all over the place, but you're like, what the fuck is this guy going to talk about? And then you get into this really authentic view of the world. And that's what people need, dude. And we need to get back to dangerous. We need to get back to provocative. Nothing's that's why Hollywood lost everybody. They got away from provocative, and it was all about being safe and pushing this woke
Seems
shit.
like they're all pushing this safe thing, while in their private lives being as sketchy as humanly possible.
100%. It's not authentic, and that's why they always come
baddest
down.
people on the planet.
Yeah. So like people like me and you, like when I first started at doing stand up in Vegas, like everybody wanted to be Jerry Seinfeld, and I was never that guy.
Yeah.
So I was going up and talking about all the debaucherous shit I was getting into.
Yeah.
And then I go to the Comedy Store, and there's Brian Holtzman, who's crazy. Rogan was pushing it, obviously, and then like me and Joey Diaz were just going up there and just giving away all of our secrets, right? And while everybody's still trying to be Jerry Seinfeld, observational, clean, safe shit. And now when you look at the podcast game, you look at like the podcast game is about how real can you get on stage? How real can you be? And now you're starting to see that more and more in comedy. But these young kids are so traumatized by cancel culture that they just want to keep it safe because they're trying to worship an altar that is dying. Like they still want to do the Tonight Show. And I have nothing against Jimmy Fallon. He's never done anything to me. But, it's like you do a podcast. You can get a lot more followers now than you can from doing the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
But that used to be the game. And it's very interesting because, there's always these people who want to change the system, right? And I don't think you can change the system. I think the way you change the system is by beating the system, okay? And it's like when I talk to you about my sober journey, and then you start working on your sober journey, and then you talk to your fans about your sober journey, and then maybe somebody listens to it and they start like changing their lives, and then someone sees them change, and then it has this kind of ripple effect. In comedy, when I started comedy, the game was get a clean set, get on the Tonight Show, get on a sitcom, get on a movie. And if you couldn't do any of that, goodbye. You were done. You were on cruise ships. You were playing like some small town in the middle of nowhere. And then Dane Cook comes with MySpace, and everyone goes, oh, whoa, this is a new way to try to make it. Try to get as many followers as you can. So everyone starts doing MySpace. There was Jordy Fox in MySpace, and he was kind of the kingmaker at the time. And he would make you, if he featured you as the comic, you'd suddenly get some heat going. But then everybody started doing that. And then all of a sudden, Death Squad comes, and it's like Joe Rogan and Red Band, and suddenly all these funny guys aren't doing comedy for the industry. They're doing comedy that they really want to talk about, right? So then everyone's like, holy fuck, I got to do that. Then that becomes the way. And then Andrew Schultz comes, right? And he's like, I'm going to film my set and I'm going to put out these jokes. And then boom, that starts happening. And now we're in a different phase where like the old way of doing it really doesn't exist anymore. So how do you beat this? How do you change the system? You got to beat it. You got to show people how to beat it. And by everyone beating the system adapts to the new way of doing it
until it catches on and devours it,
and then keeps changing.
You keep making another one.
Yeah, I don't know what the next phase is. I don't know, but right now, brother, we're in the greatest time to be a comic. It may not seem like that, but we've had conversations about Instagram and stuff like that, and the thumb that they have on there. But like, I just sold a movie. Who knows if it will get made? But like, you're going to see the film industry completely change. It's going from very big, like production movies. Those are dying. Nobody's going. Yeah. So now it's going to move to indie films. So like you have a crazy story to tell. Turn that into a fucking movie, dude. Oh, wow. Pitch it to people. I got a documentary coming out on the 17th. It's pretty gnarly. That's great, dude. Maybe that could turn into. The more honest you are, the more people love it. I always say this. The last great TV show about a family was Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was the last great. And why did everybody relate to that? Because that was their family, dude. Yeah. Their dad's shady. Their mom's banging somebody else. Their brother's a little off. We're just trying to survive. Everyone relates to that. Well, my family's sketch. Yeah, dude. Well, it's kind of funny because it is the real world. There were some incredibly sketchy people involved, but then there was some innocents. There were some people that were doing what, the best they can. Yeah. And then there was just like a demon running through them. Yeah. Who made me. And then I was like, I'm just a natural demon because this is all I know. And then I get older and wiser and have children and go, wait a minute. Am I a demon? I don't want to be a demon. I don't want to hurt people. And then slowly but surely cutting that out. And when I say slowly but surely, I mean slowly. Yeah. Like real slow. It takes time. Yeah, man. Change takes time. A lot of time. One of the best thing I ever heard from an old sponsor I had was like, oh, you're not a bad puppy, you're a sick puppy, you know, and there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And like, you just got to understand what makes you sick and how to work on that. And it's like, I just had a great conversation with a good friend of mine, not going to say his name, but he's recently sober. And it was just like, I'm like, you're going to realize like, it's so much easier to be sober. Doing drugs is hard. You do drugs, you wreck your life. You got to lie to everybody. You got to hide it. You're chasing your next fix. So I wake up every morning with this little thought in back, and it's sometimes very instant, but it's like, oh, I'm sober today. It feels great, dude.
Yeah.
I can get to work now. Now, because my life is so full, I wake up and the house is on fire, and I got to start putting out fires real quick. So a whole different kind of problems show up, but they're good problems, right?
Yeah, my girlfriend's sober, and when she struggles with stuff sometimes by hanging out with her older friends and coming back, when I talk to her about what's important and help her work through it, I find like as it's coming out of my mouth, I'm like, dude, you have really done some work. Like what you're saying is spot on, and you're making her feel better, and it's making you feel better, and it's making you realize that because sometimes you're like, man, is this worth it? Like, like maybe, like somebody said the other day, like, man, I liked you better when you were using. The show was way better. I'm a huge fan though, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that is the worst thing you could say to a guy that has been putting on all that work in. And I'm not even sure. It's so evil that I don't even believe that you're a huge fan, but maybe you are. It could be purely accidental that you're that much of a prick. And I was like, look, you live with you. I got to live with me. And if I turn that back on, I can't face myself anymore. And I don't think any of us realize the lies that we tell, little, big, whatever. Like the honesty that I walk around with now is I never knew it would be possible because I never knew how much I lied. Not just to you, me. Like I was in denial of so many little things where I was like, that's hard to accept. I'm just going to go with I could have won. Where it's like, no, you lost straight up. Again, if you did it again, you'd lose again. Face it. Own it. It's okay to lose. Like, just get back up there.
It's okay
keep
to
going.
lose. It's not really, I try to tell this to newly sober people is it's not about the results. It's about the process and not getting lost in the results. And so the other day, I was, my Kill Tony dropped last night, and
it's very funny, by the way.
I made a mistake of like looking at some of the comments, and people are like, who's this? And who are these guys? And I go, well, because I used to look at like comments on the internet, like hecklers, and I would try to smash them. And then I realized that's what they want. And, so this guy says, who's that? And I'm like, oh, we're the two guys that spit roast your mother. And that's who enjoy the show. He's like, oh, clever comeback. You just want Tony to make you fucking famous. And then I just, it's so fucking funny. And then I just got into it.
Professional troll right there. That is your textbook basic thing to say.
Yeah. But I go, listen, dude, I get it, dude. You're not happy with your life. Because when that guy says that to you,
I know.
It's because he's not happy with where and you crazy, Jason, makes him happy, and it makes him feel normal that somebody else is more out of control than he is.
Yeah.
In reality, he would rather be where you are right now than where he is right now.
Well, that's the great thing about being a wreck and being back is I know what both feel like. And I don't have to lie about it. Like, you know what? Maybe you got a point. No, dude. I remember I had whatever you would think is supposed to be everything. And I was not happy. Like, where there were many times where I remember going, I don't know why I'm here anymore. I don't know what the point is anymore. And I had your money, your fame, your whim. Like, you want to come on people, you can do anything you want. You can do it all. I got stories where you'd be like, man, that's pretty much all you would want, right? Yeah, no. It's not. I don't want it. I don't miss it. I don't have any interest in it at all. Like my thing now is the things that I really want to do, I can say them with pride to people to the point where you probably wouldn't believe me. It's like I would like to hang out with my children.
Yeah, dude, I am the exact same way.
What's gonna get you? Don't want to like get a helicopter and get a blowjob? I'm like, no, not particularly.
No,
like I really don't care. Well, how do you know if you try it? Because I have.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. I have done all the stupid things you think is great. It's not that great.
I talk about this when I speak in rooms, but I always talk about how I tried to set a high score in a game nobody else was playing.
Yeah. Wow.
And like I came up with some guys that are really like I came up with some dudes, dude. And while I was at the store running and gunning, and the focus was the stand up, they were hustling. Now they're theater comics, and I'm very blessed where I am. Like I love my level of fame. It's I get recognized here and there, which always feels good, but I can walk amongst anybody, and I don't have to there's some comics that are so big, they can't do that.
Go anywhere.
Yeah. So like I'm very thankful. Obviously we always want a tiny bit more money to cover the bills and take care of people. But I'm really happy. But while I was in my chaos, they were out there working, and now they're playing theaters. And
I have a joke where it's like I partied my whole career in skateboarding, and Tony Hawk did not, and he got all these cool things. And he got that video game, and I'm like, I'm in the video game as a hidden character. You know why I'm a hidden character? Because I was really good at cocaine, not skateboarding.
Yeah.
And like now, like there's a thing where it's like now he drinks, like he has whiskeys at night and stuff, and he's like 56, I think, or 55, and I'm sober and I train. I'm maintaining better than him.
Yeah.
And if I can keep going, like you remember I was saying, like I'm going to quit pretty soon because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Not until we skate one day and I'm better than him.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do a little documentary on how I finally have beaten Tony Hawk.
I finally beat Tony Hawk. That's a great name of the doc.
And no one's going to really care. And Tony's going to hate it. And I'm going to be like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen. I'm going to play it every night. This is so good. Do that bit again where like you can't, because I'm like doing airs and he's like, I saw him posting that. He's like, it's getting kind of dangerous to do airs. So I'm like doing more lip tricks. And I was like, oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
I'm working on my airs, baby.
That's how I feel about working out. Like I just want to get shredded one day in my life and then just let it go. Dude.
Yeah. I'm going to beat him in a high air contest at his ramp and then retire completely.
Yeah.
So he can't get a rematch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
like,
put your fucking helmet down.
I'd be like, too late, dude. Too late.
Done.
I have the belt. I'm going to get a belt made and like bring it. Be like, this could be yours if you can beat me in the who can do the highest air at Tony Hawk's ramp, Jason Ellis or Tony Hawk.
Well, it's like, it's also that there's this weird kind of blessing that happens when you're in your late 40s and 50s and things start going good, because there's a lot of people who got in their 20s and 30s, and now they're kind of like, am I going to be able to get back to that? Right. It's like, I never had anything, so something little is a big celebration for me, I'm like, well, this is pretty cool, I got to headline the Comedy Mothership, and for me, that was one of the biggest gigs ever done, but some of these guys are doing arenas. They're just but for me, it's like, well, that's a big win, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, that's the good thing about being crushed, Yeah. When I was crushed the last time so low that now, little things, like, dude, like last night I was like, this is one of the greatest moments of my life, dude.
I love that, dude.
Like, and I'm not on the wall. I'm just like, I'm in development.
I think
there's like
it's
500
great.
people in development.
And Rose is the perfect person for that because she's just crazy enough to get it. Like she's crazy in the best way possible. Yeah. Because that job needs crazy. It's what made Mitzi great. Yeah. Once in a while, you meet a female booker that really gets it. Like, it's like Tammy Bronson.
She's invested is what I noticed.
She's from the old school.
That's what I heard.
Like she came in like when she came in, dude, and she's beautiful. But when she came in, I always said you were like third world dictator hot. Like you could like... You could date a third world dictator, live in a giant mansion, right?
Well, that's the ultimate compliment. Right?
She was so hot, but she fits in with the wild things. You know what I'm saying? Like she fits in. She's a wild one too, and she fucking gets it. And she understands it because she was there during the wild days of even before Rogan got there. Like when Rogan got there, when Rogan came back. it changed. But before Rogan got there, it was called the dead period. And I always talk about how, like, if you talk to anybody about the dead period of the Comedy Store that was there, they will all tell you that was their favorite time because you were able to bomb with dignity, right? You could go, you knew no industry was there. They weren't going, they hated Mitzi, so they weren't showing up. Yeah. And there was like 40 people in the OR, so you could work on shit. And like, if it bombed, nobody ever knew about it. And you can go, and Mitzi was so crazy. If she heard you bomb, she'd just keep putting you up. If you ever complained that you didn't want to follow somebody, she would make you follow them for the next 3 months. Oh, awesome. Like you'd have to learn how to fucking crack that code.
That's so good.
It was, I remember, dude, one time I bombed so bad on New Year's. I was so drunk. I walked 200 people. She banned me for a weekend and then she made me fucking do it again.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Man, that's legendary, dude. Yeah. Then she put you.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I remember the first time I got picked up at the Comedy Store. She picked me up, and I was like the version of a street kid of a stand-up comic. Like, I very rarely played any comedy clubs. I was just a bar comic, and I was a wild person. Yeah. And she picked me up. I found this inn. Duncan Trussell was the booker. Maz Jobrani got me in, and I remember the first spot she gave me was following this cat named Charles Fleischer. And I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was the voice of Roger Rabbit and all this stuff. Yeah. But it was a very hard spot. I didn't know that at the time because he was doing like an hour of just crowd work and all this shit. And I went up there and I bombed. And I thought I was done there. And I got called next day. She wants you to go up again. Do it again. I was like, this place is different, dude. Yeah. It's a different place. Yeah, and now all the door guys, all the young guys that were there at the dead period are all the Netflix comics or all the biggest podcasts and all that shit because it was just like the most artistic time in comedy because the owner, she was running it, but she really wasn't there. So the inmates were running the asylum. And it was like a crazy time. Like I used to watch Adam Ray go up, and this is when it was dead, and he was doing characters on stage. And I was like, dude, that's what's gonna get you going, dude. Is like nobody's doing that here. Nobody's walking up as a character because Jim Carrey used to do that. All the old guys used to do it. It was famous at the Comedy Store. He was the first one to do it back, and then bang, the Dr. Phil thing blows up, and now he's selling out giant venues. So yeah, you're what the Comedy Store needs.
Well, good. I'm ready to go. Give me conspiracy theory. We've got to wind it up.
Space isn't real. Everything is fake.
Wait. That one's, we can pause right there. Space is not real.
Space isn't what they tell you it is.
What about this thing where you go through the layer that you can't go through? Is that true?
Yeah, that's called the firmament. It's in the Bible.
So nobody's gone to the moon.
Nobody's gone past it. And they keep telling you they did, but they didn't.
I don't believe the moon landing is real either.
It's not. I mean, Nixon made a phone call.
They're like, how do they go live there?
Yeah, they did.
When you couldn't even do it now.
Yeah, if you really want to watch a video that kills the whole moon landing, watch a YouTube video of the astronauts leaving the moon. And you're going to go, who's running the camera? And how are they following it? And so later on they go, oh, it was a guy down on at NASA doing it. But by their own admission, it's a 5-second delay. So how does he follow it perfectly? It was Stanley Kubrick, dude.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who did The Shining.
Okay.
He did Eyes Wide Shut, and they killed him. Did you know that?
Nah.
Oh yeah, he put out Eyes Wide Shut, and he died a week later. They killed him, and then they re-edited it. Yeah, they re-edited it, and it's the crazy. Do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
She's chugging a sandwich, right?
No, she is. You know the singer?
Yeah, she big fat lady?
No, she's a super young hot blonde chick. Can you look up Sabrina Carpenter real quick? Bro, this chick is a Scientologist. And she is basically believed to be the one who's going to birth the Antichrist.
Nah.
100%. So Stanley Kubrick did Rosemary's Baby
I can see
and Eyes Wide Shut. At the end of Eyes Wide Shut, dude, it gets dark though. This is a dark thing, but I'm not going to get totally into it, but you can watch a clip on Rogan where one of the guys who knew Kubrick is breaking it down. But when Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, and there's dark stories about Nicole Kidman. I don't know if you want to get into that, but
I do.
No, it's super dark.
I love BMX Bandits.
You know, so her and Tom Cruise are walking with their kid, and the kids walk up, and there's this little baby carriage, and they go, "Oh, this will be perfect for Sabrina," right?
Who said that?
The kid in the movie.
Yeah.
So Sabrina's one of her. So they're talking about her, right? And I don't want to get too dark
why?
Because so then they walk with the kid, and then they both kind of turn their back, and the kid walks off with these two old men. And
Wait, in the movie?
Yeah, that's how the movie basically.
What movie?
Eyes Wide Shut.
I need to watch that.
So if you look at Sabrina Carpenter, she has this one interview. It's in the font of Rosemary's Baby, right? So it's like all the
Why would they make it the fun of Rosemary's Baby?
Because she's fulfilling prophecy, dude. Like they think she's going to birth the Antichrist.
Who's
Hand
they?
to God, the Scientologist.
Oh,
she's full on.
Scientology's real?
Well, I don't. So can I tell you a joke?
Yeah.
Okay. So a Nazi, a pedophile, a Scientologist, and a Satanist walk into a bar. What do?
Have sex?
Invent NASA. Okay. That's who invented NASA. Walt Disney was a pedo.
Wait, you sure?
Oh, dude. 100%. 100%. Von Braun was a Nazi.
Who's Von Braun?
Von Braun. So have you ever heard of Operation Paperclip?
I heard that.
So it's basically where the U.S. and Russia divvied up the Nazis and brought them over. That's the story they tell you. Okay. The real story is that the Nazis didn't lose World War II. Germany did. They were brought in to destroy Germany from the inside. And that's why Hitler died peacefully in Argentina.
Because Tim Kennedy was trying to find him, right?
Yeah, that's why he died. He's like, oh shit, Tim Kennedy's coming, and he died. No, but he died a long time ago. There's docs you can see the house they lived in and all this shit, dude. So
did his wife go with him?
No, his wife went to America, and there's descendants of Hitler's.
My ex-wife had her hairbrush.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's their name, dude? I forget what her name. Anyways, so they all come over and they basically form NASA, and then Disney gets basically, dude. My belief is that Scientology is a naval intelligence blackmailing operation.
Ooh,
right? Because L. Ron Hubbard was a Navy intelligence agent, and that's why they get like tax free and all that shit, and they basically blackmail gay closeted people in Hollywood.
Right? They got video. Like
they got everything's like blackmail, dude. Everything is blackmail. And that's why, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Everyone thinks I'm conservative. I'm on nobody's side. I don't like the extremes of either side. I'm an old school liberal, like live and let live. Just don't hurt people, in particular children. Yeah. You'll never hear a word from me. In public, we should all just be chill. Leave us, leave your bullshit at home and everyone just go about their lives.
Yeah.
But I don't like to demonize lifestyles because it opens up blackmailing lanes. So you can blackmail people. Yeah. So Tom Cruise is believed to be gay, and they're basically controlling him through this.
See that.
And it's just like, let Tom Cruise do what Tom Cruise wants to do.
Tom Cruise should take a lesson from me. Just say it.
Yeah, that's why I talk about all the weird shit I talk about on stage.
So they can't blackmail you?
So it's like, what do you got? Nothing. Yeah. I'm a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, people are like, your phone's listening, and I'm like,
I don't care.
I made a joke about it. I'm way ahead of your phone.
Yeah, when I know the FBI's watching, I put on weird shit on my phone so they have to watch it too.
That's good.
Like a clown blowing a giraffe. I'll just run it on a loop so the guy
thing?
I don't know. I'm just making up the weirdest thing I could think of.
That's pretty good. That was
great. Yeah. It's like punch up the joke. Punch up the joke. That was
creepy as hell.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Nice work, man.
Hey, dude, I'm a weirdo.
Wow, you really are.
And I'm somebody's dad. And it's crazy because, I got sober because, I was not getting along with the mom at the time. And I it was so much pressure. I went out and she's like calling me, get home. I need help. Get home. So I went home and I was on a run and I was taking care of my kids and I was just like, they don't deserve this, dude. They don't need a junkie for a fucking dad.
Yeah.
And I never did drugs again after that. I got a call from my friend, and this is for everybody. I called my friend Jimmy Cohen. I'm like, I relapsed. He goes, oh, Sammy, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? He goes, you're trying to do it all at one time, dude. Here's the key, dude. Just get 24 hours. He goes, when you feel like using, just do a prayer to God and go, God, please help me not use today. Give me 24 hours. Maybe tomorrow I'll use, but not today. So I would always drive and I would see people I do drugs with and my body would just start vibrating.
Yeah.
My body started craving drugs. And I was like, oh, and then like I didn't have the power to stop and then I would just be gone. And I was a functioning drug addict. You know, like I could get the job done, but I was becoming really mediocre.
Yeah.
And like my style of comedy, either I have to work at my best for it to work at all.
Yeah.
And if I'm not, I'm fucking crashing and burning,
That's
dude.
how I am with sex. I would say out of all the drugs I've taken, sex is the hardest one for me.
It's the
most
hardest.
Triggering. It's like I actually just recently, this guy that has a big podcast, he has porn stars on all the time, and he was like, you want to do my show? And I'm like, no, man, I cannot do it. And then he recently hit me up and was like, can you do the show? And I was like, actually, I can, because I'm okay now and it's not triggering. I had to put in so much work and be safe. You know, it's like when you first get sober, should you go to a bar? Probably not. But then there's enough work where, yeah, man, you can smoke weed around me. I don't care. Like,
yeah, I don't
happy
either.
for you. You can have your titties out around me and I'm fine. But for a minute there, it was a bad idea. Like I unfollowed a lot of people because I was like, I love this person, but you're like always doing this thing that's like, come see me have sex. And I'm like, I can't be a part of that. I don't need to know about any of that in my life. And I got to take care of me. There's also friends that are following my ex and hang out with her boyfriend. I'm like, I love you, man, but I cannot hang out. I cannot see that. Like, I got to take care of me so that I can take care of my people. And it's like you put the mask on before you put it on your kid. Like,
yep.
I got to take care of myself, man. And the more I do that for enough of a period of time, where I build a muscle that like it makes me stronger and able to like go through all these obstacles, the more I'm allowed to walk through these graveyards. Sorry to speak that way, but like,
no, I love
these
that.
things where I'm like, you guys are doing your thing and I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm okay. And if any of you want to like get some advice or come my way, I would love to help. But if you don't, and that's what you love to do, more power to you, man. Like,
porn is a humiliation ritual. It's a occult humiliation ritual. You see these chicks going, I'm the nastiest chick on the internet. You're like, that's not good, dog.
I know.
And you're doing it. You're doing it you're willing to humiliate yourself because women are precious. They're the female energy of the universe, and you're willing to desecrate yourself. And I just want to say this, that sex addiction is the hardest addiction to quit, because everywhere you go, there it is. Like you said, I cannot go to a bar. I cannot, someone's doing blow. I can leave. I can get away wherever I am. There's something turning me on, and I could be a full blown sex addict and still be super functional at my job.
Right.
Yep. So it's the slowest of killers.
Yep. Yeah. It did so much damage.
Yeah. I mean, dude, and people go, oh, sex addiction. I go, dude, it is the hardest thing to kick, because it's like right on your phone. Women are slinging it more than they ever have.
The media uses it. Dude, I remember when I first started talking, like where I was like, a conservative lifestyle, and people are like, you're a MAGA supporter. I'm like, what? I just don't, like, as a person that slept with everybody and how happy I was, not to mention the people that I was around. Like, if you want to be in porn, okay, but like the people I knew, and I knew a lot of them, they weren't very happy. There was like a darkness in them. They were always high. They were always numbing themselves from the work that they just did.
Yep.
And you don't know. You weren't there. I was there. So I think I know more than you. And now that I don't do any of that, I'm very content with nothing. And that was never a possibility for me, to be happy with a day of nothing, of no gratitude, no pat on the back, no money, no you did some cool thing. Just the sun is out. You know what I mean? I could probably go get a sandwich. Life is great.
Yeah.
That was never a thing that I said that I would believe that. Like, I was just like, well, it'd be better if I was high. It'd be better if someone was blowing me. It'd be better if somebody gave me a bunch of money. It'd be better if somebody just offered me
Instant
a big
gratification.
Yeah.
Get you out of self.
Yeah,
Once you
get
get
you
sober,
out of
you
self.
start getting into self.
You like being self. I like me.
Yes, and you become a first responder to your problems because when you want to get high because shit's getting out of whack and you don't want to feel it or deal with it, but it's still there. But now it's getting Godzilla big and it's about to crash on you.
Yeah.
Instead, you're a first responder and you run to it and you nip that shit in the bud real quick, dude.
Wow.
Real quick. And the last thing I want to say about porn is that, if you go on. You don't have to do this, but if you go on YouTube, there's just guys who have a lot of time on their hands and they'll put together a compilation of what adult film stars are no longer with us. And you go through them and like 70%, like I'd say 60, 70% of the girls it's either unaliving, drug overdose, murder. Because it's an industry of jumping over dollars to make dimes.
Yep.
And it's just like and it's like, fine, you want to do that. Who am I to judge anybody? I still have friends that are adult film stars because I love them. They're my friends. But like the style of comedy I do, I don't know what doors I closed down the line. Yeah. When you do those things, you don't know what doors you're closing or who you like. You got out of it. You meet a gorgeous girl. You're very happy. But these OnlyFans models, they're all Viking chicks. They're like high genetic super chicks. And now they're closing doors to high value men that don't want to date a porn star. So now you're getting like knuckle dragger dudes like me back when I was using. And now you're changing your family fucking lineage, dude. It's like you're meant to date the best of the best. And now because you've took the easy way out, the instant gratification way out, because you were told this was some kind of like sexual liberation, you've now closed doors in the future that you don't even know were there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the only people that got mad at me are the people that are still in it and can't see the light.
And they can't because they can't get out.
Right.
Because they're afraid, right? Because you were like,
scary.
I'm going to go broke. I'm going to do all this shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, the thing I want to say is like, the key to life isn't things like a rich man and a poor man both end in the same place, a fucking box in the dirt. Okay.
That's take not it with you.
But the key to life is connections. How many connections did you make? How many, and like giving it away. Like they always say that, like when you get sober, you got to sponsor fucking people because you got to give it away.
Yep.
That's the key to everything. Like, it's like we live in a world of scarcity where everyone thinks there's only limited this much. In reality, there's more than enough for everybody. And if you're not giving it away, it's like why they constantly keep trying to cancel Joe Rogan and they can't do it because he's fucking made so many people and he's changed their family fucking trees. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Because what goes up must go down. And if you treat people like shit up here, when you go down, if no one reaches their hands out and grabs you, you can descend into madness. But if you help people the whole way, someone very high up will grab you and stop the slide. And that's the key to everything. Like when I do jokes about it, but like when I'm in financial fear, which is every day of my life, okay? Right? I'll grab money from the bank and just give it away. And it's amazing how much it comes back. I'm going to tell you this. I think I told you this story, but I'll let your viewers hear. So one day, I decide to pull into a Carl's Jr. because I'm a fat fuck. And I look over there and there's these two twin guys and they're just staring at their car and they look distressed. And I go, I don't know why, but I'm going to go over and see what's going on. So I go over and I go, hey guys, what's going on? You look like you're in trouble. They tell me their story. They're two twin brothers. They're gay. They just got kicked out of their house because their dad or their mom didn't want them because they were gay. Oh. They're living in a homeless shelter and they have a flat tire. And I'm like, okay, this is God. I tow their car to the tire place. I give them a brand new tire and then I give them each like $300. I go, there you go. So I spent about I gave them $300 total. So I spent about $600, right? On people I didn't even fucking know. Next week, I'm headlining the American Comedy Company, right? And this guy, Justin, good guy now, but back in the day, we didn't get along at all. Now I just sold out his club. Me and Eddie Bravo are performing together. He likes me now. So we do this sold out show. It couldn't have gone better. I'm leaving. Justin runs out. He's like, hey, Sam. I go, What's Justin? Don't run. You're going to have a heart attack. He's like, I already had 3 because he likes to party, right? Who doesn't?
Yep.
He goes, hey, man, I want to give you something. I go, what is it? He goes, I want to give you a gift for you and your daughters. And he hands me $1,600.
What?
He hands me $1,600. He just hands me $1,600. He goes, this is for you and your daughters. Thank you. I go, holy shit.
Yeah.
And it's never that obvious, but it does happen like that.
Yeah.
Just if you're in financial fear, pull some money out of the bank and give it to people who need help. That money is meant to be
Do you
spent.
want some cash on the way out?
No. I don't want. I just want your friendship. I'm glad we're friends. But it's like money is meant to be spread on other people.
There it is, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. Give back.
Give to Jason.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Ellis.
You're doing great, buddy. Your house is great. Your girl's gorgeous. Your dogs and cats are amazing.
Good, man. Very grateful. Thanks for doing the show.
Anytime, buddy. I love you. We're so close.
Website.
SamTripoli.com. I got a big event about to happen on January 10th. I can't get into it, but you'll know it when you see it. Check out my all my specials on SamTripoli.com and YouTube.com/@SamTripoli comedy, and then @SamTripoli on all social medias. And I have 1,000 podcasts. You can just go to Sam Tripoli, find all the podcasts there. I'm a crazy person.
Thanks, man.
I love you.
Don't die.